Did you know that your breakfast choice could be secretly sabotaging the muscles and blood vessels that keep you strong where it really matters? If you're over 60 and you've been noticing weaker erections, lower energy, or just less going on below the belt, age might not be the culprit. Your morning meal might be. Most men don't realize that what they eat for breakfast is either supporting healthy blood flow to the groin or slowly cutting it off. And what's even more surprising is that a lot of guys are missing one simple food that could help change everything. I'm Dr. Claire Weston, a specialist in men's health with over 20 years of experience in urology and age-related decline in male vitality. I've worked with thousands of men across the country, from guys in their early 60s who just started noticing changes to men in their 80s who thought that chapter of their life was completely closed. And almost every single time, we found something far more encouraging than they expected. Here's the truth. Your body wants to restore circulation to your lower half. It's built to do that, but it needs the right tools to make it happen. And those tools aren't in a pill bottle or a prescription pad. They're in 5 very specific, very simple breakfast foods. Foods you've probably heard of, but likely never knew could directly impact male circulation. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to use them. You'll learn how 5 straightforward ingredients can improve blood flow down there, strengthen the pelvic floor muscles, and rebuild your confidence. No side effects, no awkward pharmacy trips. Stick with me until the end, because I'm going to share one particular combination that has helped men feel a real difference in under a week. And before we dive in, if this kind of content is something you want more of, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell. I put out tips specifically designed for men over 60, and I want to make sure you don't miss a thing. If this video is speaking to you so far, drop a 1 in the comments. If it's not landing for you, drop a 0. I read every single one, and your feedback is honestly how I shape what I make next. All right, let's get into it. The first food is something you probably already have sitting in your refrigerator right now. Simple, it's familiar, and when you eat it at the right time in the morning, it can kickstart blood flow and muscle recovery in the most important place. I'm talking about whole eggs, and I mean the entire egg, yolk included. Don't just eat the whites. The whole egg with that golden center is one of the most complete sources of nutrients for restoring circulation in men over 60. I've lost count of how many guys have sat across from me in my office in Chicago. Frustrated, embarrassed, genuinely confused about why things just aren't working the way they used to. And almost every time I'd ask about their diet, they'd shrug and say, "Doc, I just have coffee in the morning. Maybe a piece of toast if I remember." They had no idea that their body, and especially at this stage of life, this guy is desperately craving very specific nutrients right after waking up. And one of the most powerful sources of those nutrients, something they already had in the fridge, was the whole egg. Now, I know eggs got a bad reputation for a while. Cholesterol fears, old science, outdated headlines. But let me be straight with you. If you're a man over 60 and you're not eating whole eggs regularly, you are leaving one of the most effective natural tools for restoring blood flow and strength in your lower body completely unused. Here's why. The secret is in the yolk. That golden center is loaded with vitamin D, vitamin B12, choline, and leucine, a powerful amino acid that activates muscle repair, including the deep, often overlooked muscles of the pelvic floor. Those are the muscles that support erections, regulate urination, and help you stay steady and stable throughout the day. When circulation slows with age, those muscles are the first to suffer. But when you feed them right, especially in the morning, your body responds. You feel more stable, less cramping, and yes, you start to feel more confident in intimate moments, not because of some pill, because blood is actually flowing again. I had a patient, I'll call him Robert. He was 67, retired electrician from the suburbs of Columbus, Ohio. He told me he hadn't had a morning erection in over 2 years. He was pretty defeated about it, honestly. 4 weeks after he started eating 2 soft-boiled eggs every single morning, nothing fancy, just eggs, he called my office. I still remember what he said. "Dr. Weston, I woke up this morning feeling like I was 40 again." That's the power of the right nutrition at the right time. The next food might surprise you because most people think of it as just a warm, boring bowl of something their grandma used to make. But oatmeal, specifically oatmeal combined with chia seeds, is one of the most powerful artery-clearing breakfasts I've ever recommended to my patients. Every time I see an older man in my office complaining about poor circulation, weak erections, or that heavy, sluggish feeling down below, I don't just ask about medications, I ask about breakfast. And 9 times out of 10, there isn't one. Or it's something sugary, a donut, a bowl of frosted cereal, a pastry with coffee. That's the kind of breakfast that slowly clogs the very vessels that carry blood to where you need it most. Here's what I recommend instead: a warm bowl of oatmeal with chia seeds. Oatmeal on its own is a powerful ally for aging arteries. It contains a specific fiber called beta-glucan, which doesn't just lower cholesterol. It actively helps clean the walls of your blood vessels. That means more oxygen-rich blood can reach the critical zones, including the pelvis and the groin. For men over 60, that kind of circulatory support isn't just helpful, it's essential. Now add chia seeds to that bowl, and something really interesting happens. These tiny seeds are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, and potassium, nutrients that help your blood vessels relax, reduce inflammation, and allow for smoother, stronger blood flow. This combination doesn't just benefit your heart, it directly supports your ability to achieve and maintain a healthy erection. And just so you know, chia seeds, if you've never used them before, are tiny black or white seeds. You can find them at any Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, or even just your regular grocery store in the health food aisle. They're cheap, they're tasteless, and you just stir a tablespoon or two right into your oatmeal. That's it. I had a patient, I'll call him Gary, 71, former high school football coach from outside Nashville. He came to me after retirement saying his whole body was just shutting down. Low energy, trouble getting up the stairs, and a romantic life that had basically gone dark. I convinced him to swap out his usual frosted flakes for a warm bowl of oatmeal with chia seeds, some blueberries, and a pinch of cinnamon. 2 weeks in, his legs felt lighter. A month in, he was sleeping better, waking up more energized, with improvements both in and out of the bedroom. He laughed and said, "Doc, I didn't think a bowl of oatmeal could do all that." But it can. Because what you eat in the morning sets the tone for your blood flow for the entire day. That warm bowl tells your arteries, it's time to open up. Time to feed the muscles and nerves that help you feel like a man. If you're ready to take circulatory support to the next level, there's a fruit that acts almost like a natural Viagra, without the side effects, without the cost, and without needing to call your doctor for a prescription. A lot of men skip right past it, but when you eat it the right way, it works fast. Let me show you what it is. Watermelon. I know. I can already picture the look on your face right now. The same look my patient Dave gave me when I told him to start eating watermelon in the morning. He actually laughed out loud. "Doc," he said, "I thought that was just a summer barbecue thing." He had no idea. And honestly, most men don't. Watermelon is one of the most underrated natural remedies for restoring blood flow, especially in the area where it matters most. Here's the science. Watermelon is rich in an amino acid called citrulline. Inside your body, citrulline converts into arginine, which then ramps up production of nitric oxide, the substance that dilates your blood vessels and allows blood to rush into the groin more freely. This is the exact same biological pathway that expensive ED medications use. The difference is, here you're fueling it with food, not pharmaceuticals, and it works fast. I've had patients tell me that within a week of adding watermelon to their morning routine, they noticed improved sensitivity and stronger morning erections. There's something powerful about allowing your body to do what it was designed to do, without synthetic pills, without side effects, just clean, direct circulatory support right from your plate. Dave called me 2 weeks later and said, "I don't know if it's the watermelon or just the fact that I'm finally eating breakfast, but something is definitely waking up down there." We both laughed, but he wasn't making it up. The citrulline was doing its job, widening those blood vessels and bringing new life to his lower half. For best results, eat watermelon on an empty stomach or just before your main breakfast. A couple of slices is all you need. And here's a tip most people throw away. Don't toss the white rind. That's actually where the highest concentration of citrulline lives. You can blend it into a smoothie or just chew it carefully. It's not sweet, but your circulation will absolutely thank you for it. If you've been looking for a natural way to feel more alive and energized below the belt, Watermelon might just be the simplest, most refreshing thing you've been missing. But if you really want to stabilize your morning energy, restore your body's mineral balance, and prime your entire lower half for the day ahead, don't skip what comes next. It's warm, it's earthy, and combined with one simple mineral, it becomes one of the most powerful circulation supporting breakfasts I recommend to my patients. Sweet potato with Celtic sea salt. I know. When I tell men over 60 to eat sweet potato for breakfast, I get some pretty interesting reactions. A few eyebrow raises, a couple of, "Are you serious, doc?" looks. But once you understand what's actually happening in your body during those first few minutes after you wake up, it all makes perfect sense. Here's the reality. Your muscles, including the muscles in your legs, your pelvis, and yes, even the erectile tissue, have been running on fumes after hours without food. Your blood vessels need minerals. Your muscles need glycogen. Your nervous system needs balance. A simple half of a warm baked sweet potato, sprinkled with a pinch of Celtic sea salt, can be the morning stabilizer your lower body has been missing. Sweet potatoes are rich in complex carbohydrates, the kind that don't spike your blood sugar and send you crashing an hour later. Instead, they give your muscles clean, steady energy for smooth, consistent function. Celtic sea salt. And I want to be clear here, I'm not talking about regular table salt. Celtic sea salt is an unrefined salt that contains over 80 trace minerals. It gives your body the tools it needs to retain proper hydration, regulate nerve impulses, and maintain healthy blood pressure without those sudden drops that can leave you feeling dizzy or weak in the morning. These minerals support muscle contractions, circulation, and nerve sensitivity, things that can quietly deteriorate with age if you're not actively supporting them. I had a patient, I'll call him Frank, 70 years old, retired postal worker from just outside of Denver, Colorado. He came to me complaining about heaviness and numbness in his legs every morning, and a dull ache in the groin that just wouldn't quit. He'd tried stretching, he'd tried massage, he'd even tried a prescription medication that didn't do a whole lot. I suggested something small. Before his regular breakfast, try half a baked sweet potato with a glass of warm water and a pinch of mineral salt. He looked at me like I had two heads. Too simple, he thought. 3 days later, he called. "Dr. Weston, I don't know what's going on, but my legs feel lighter. I'm not grabbing the nightstand just to stand up anymore." And that right there is what real food does. It doesn't just mask symptoms. It restores balance from the inside out. Sweet potato might seem like a humble, boring choice, but eaten this way, first thing in the morning, it quietly and powerfully restores circulation, replenishes your mineral balance, and gives you the energy to move through your day with more confidence in every step. Now there's one more food I want to mention, and it's one that a lot of my patients initially overlook because it's not exactly glamorous, but it directly supports the kind of deep, whole body circulation that everything else we've talked about depends on. I'm talking about beets, specifically cooked beets, either roasted or boiled, eaten in the morning as part of your routine. Beets are loaded with dietary nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. The same compound we talked about with watermelon, but beets hit differently. The nitrates in beets work on a deeper level, improving oxygen delivery to muscles throughout the entire body, including the pelvic region. Studies have consistently shown that men who eat beets or drink beet juice regularly experience measurably better blood flow and lower blood pressure. And for men over 60, lower blood pressure combined with better circulation is one of the most direct paths to improving sexual function naturally. You don't need a lot. Half a cup of cooked beets in the morning, roasted with a little olive oil and a pinch of that Celtic sea salt we already talked about, is enough to start seeing results. Some of my patients blend them into a morning smoothie with apple and ginger if the taste is too earthy on its own. Either way, the impact on circulation is real and it's measurable. I had a patient, I'll call him Ed, 64, high school history teacher from outside of Portland, Oregon. Fit guy, honestly. Walked every day, didn't smoke, ate pretty well. But he kept telling me things just weren't working the way they should. We added beets to his morning routine alongside the oatmeal and chia seeds I'd already recommended. Within 3 weeks, he came back in and said his energy in the gym had improved noticeably, And then, almost as an afterthought, he said, "Oh, and things are working better at home too." That's the beet doing its job, quietly, steadily, without drama. Just opening up the vessels and letting the blood do what it's supposed to do. All right? So now you know the 5 foods: whole eggs, oatmeal with chia seeds, watermelon, sweet potato with Celtic sea salt, and beets. Each one targets a specific part of the circulatory system that supports male function after 60. Each one is available at any grocery store in America. And each one is most effective when you eat it in the morning, that first hour after you wake up, when your body is most receptive to nutrients and most in need of circulatory support. But here's what I want you to really understand. Knowing this stuff doesn't change anything on its own. A lot of men will watch this video, nod along, think, yeah, that makes sense, and then go right back to skipping breakfast or grabbing a drive-through biscuit on the way to wherever they're going. I get it. Habits are hard. Life is busy, even in retirement. But I want you to make me a promise right now. Tomorrow morning, just pick one of these 5 foods, just one. Maybe it's 2 soft-boiled eggs. Maybe it's a warm bowl of oatmeal with a tablespoon of chia seeds stirred in. You don't have to overhaul your entire kitchen tonight. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to start. Because what you eat in that first hour after waking up is one of the most powerful choices you can make for your circulation, your confidence, and your independence. Stop skipping breakfast. I mean it. Don't wait until you're hungry at 11 a.m. Don't caffeinate and coast. Give your body what it's asking for right when it wakes up. That's when your blood vessels are most open to influence. That's when your muscles are most ready to absorb nutrients. And that's when you break the cycle of decline and start rebuilding what time has been, slowly trying to take from you. You might not feel a dramatic change overnight, but if you're consistent, if you commit to even 3 or 4 of these foods across your morning routine, within a few days, you'll notice more energy in your legs, more warmth in the groin, more strength in your step, better sleep, and you'll start waking up with a feeling you maybe haven't had in a while. Hope. That quiet, solid kind of hope that comes from knowing your body is responding. And if you're sitting there thinking it's too late, I want to tell you something, and I want you to really hear it. It is not too late. I've watched men in their 60s, 70s, and even their late 80s completely transform their energy, their intimate lives, and their overall vitality just by deciding to start their mornings with intention, not with a miracle drug, not with some expensive supplement program, just with real food, eaten at the right time in the right combinations. I've seen it happen more times than I can count, and every single time it started with one decision. The decision to stop waiting and start doing. Here's what I want to leave you with. Aging doesn't steal your strength. It only takes what you're willing to let go of. And more often than not, we don't lose our bodies. We lose our belief that change is still possible. But I'm here to tell you, standing behind 20 years of working with men just like you, change is absolutely still possible. You now know about 5 powerful morning foods: whole eggs, beets, oatmeal with chia seeds, watermelon, and sweet potato with Celtic sea salt. That help restore blood flow, improve sensitivity, support muscle function, and bring life back to parts of your body that may have felt distant for too long. These aren't fads. These aren't gimmicks. These are real foods that work directly on your biology. And now you understand not just what to eat, but when and how to eat them for maximum effect. You don't have to change everything at once. Just start. Start tomorrow. Take back your morning. Let your meals work for you. Let every bite be a statement that you are still writing your story. This is not the end, not even close. Your next chapter starts at breakfast, and it starts with your decision to take back control.